Hello everybody, my name's James. Welcome to the Planet FPL Gameweek 16 Deadline stream. And it's live over the next 57 minutes or so. I'll be trying to answer as many of your dilemmas as possible before the 6:30 PM UK deadline. I've got some advice for you. If you've got any Tottenham players, sell them. -4s, -8s, whatever. Get rid of them. Diogo Jota, don't sell under any circumstances. Right, that's a load of questions you can go back and delete now. Lovely jubbly. My wildcard is locked in. Is exactly the same as planned on the podcast that we released this morning, our wildcard special. My team lines up as De Gea, Trent, Reece James, Cancelo, Mo Salah, captain, Jared Bowen, Bernardo Silva, Diogo Jota, King, Dennis, Cristiano Ronaldo. On the bench, Gunnarsson, 3.9 million goalkeeper, Diogo Dalot as a nice stand-in should Jota be unavailable, Tino Livramento and Aston Villa's Jacob Ramsey. Below my team, which is top right of the screen, you'll see my top captaincy picks, the top 10 in order of preference this game week. To the left of me, you will see the correct score predictions for all 10. Cross that out. 9 games this weekend. By the way, it's probably only going to be 9 games in game week 17 as well, guys. Below me, right at the bottom of the grey ticker, you will see next 5 fixtures for all 20 teams. For Tottenham and Leicester, it should probably only say 4. And below me, above the fixture form guide ticker, you will see benching dilemmas. I am going to take you through what is on that screen now. Page 1 has on the screen, pick these players. Player with a tick is the player I would advise to buy out of the 2, and they go in page order. Jota over Wilson, over King, over Bowen, over Mbeumo on page 2. Mbeumo over Dennis, over Watkins, over Cornet, over Adam Armstrong on page 3. Armstrong over Gallagher, over Dalot, over Rafinha, over Raul Jimenez. Page 4, Jimenez over Gray, over Tomiyasu, over Rico Henry, who I've just heard as I was about to go live, might be a Brentford player who's got COVID. They might have had an outbreak as well. And Henry over Livramento. Those are your benching dilemma screen. Oh, sorry, goalkeepers. There it is for you as well. De Gea over Ramsdale, over Gator, over Martinez, over Backman. That's your benching dilemmas. That's the graphics sorted. If you see someone that asks a question that's clearly answered on the graphics, tell them to go back and listen to the first 3 minutes of this stream, because they'll find the answer there. In fact, I might just say to people, go and listen to the first 3 minutes. It's probably a good idea, actually, isn't it? Right, let's get into the questions. Good luck, everybody. Let's do this for you. Mohammed Cameras man, hello James, hope you're well. Looking forward to the stream. Good luck with your new team. Love today's wildcard episode. Much appreciate that, mate. Thank you very much. Good luck. Philip Sukta says, hi James, thanks for the great content. I have 5.4 for a midfielder on my wildcard. Could stretch to 5.5. Who would you go with out of Odegaard? Currently in my squad, Gray and Kinder Mbeumo. I'd go with Gray, actually. Just purely on, I think Sean summed it up really well on Clash of Correspondence yesterday. He's like, look, he's kind of the man down there. He's decent value. Well, I say he's the man. You've obviously got Richarlison and stuff. But his value is decent. All the players that were there before, like Decore, Townsend, Gray's definitely the best of the 3 of them. Smith Rowe, Gallagher, they've all gone up in price. Jack Harrison's underwhelmed. I think it's Gray. And although the fixture's bad now, if you can afford to bench him, he's a really good asset, I think, from game weeks 18 to 25. So I'm going to say Damari Gray. TJ Powell says, evening James, God aren't Friday deadlines the worst. Mate, I am punch drunk at the moment. Anybody asking me questions, going for Bernard and Vardy. No, get Ronaldo. Just fucking get Ronaldo. Bernard, she means Bernardo. We're playing Leicester on Thursday. It's going to get postponed, love. No, but Leicester are playing us on Thursday and it's probably going to get postponed, isn't it? So it's alright for now, but it's going to fuck you in the week. Get Ronaldo and get someone cheaper. Can you get Jared Bowen? Get Jared Bowen and Ronaldo. Can you do that?
But I wanted Bernard.
She wants Bernard.
Who is this person you said?
Can you get Bowen? Jared Bowen, West Ham.
What sort of person is he?
He's a middle person. Yeah,
well, he's not
he's
even
a
on
midfielder.
the first page. He must be shit.
It doesn't matter.
What's his name again?
Jared Bowen.
Where's he play for?
West Ham, them lot, you know them.
He's not even on the first. Oh, he is. Okay.
Oh, he is. Can you get them both?
So I've got 1.4.
Right,
I don't think I can.
I'll answer the question. Yes, they're terrible, TJ. Good luck, everyone, and remember to be nice to each other. And if you want to be nice to James and Sush, the patron's worth far more than they charge. Yes, that's right, TJ. Hamish Holmes says, afternoon, Chief. Nice wildcard. Do you see yourself moving things around a few weeks to get Sonny back? Probably not. Might be. Can you do it or not?
Yeah, but then I've got naught monies.
She can do it. 0 in the bank. I'm a superstar. Just do it.
I do it.
Yeah, mate.
Is it?
Yeah, Bowen and Ronaldo. Get it done. Yeah. Thank me tomorrow.
Don't be mugging me off.
I'm not mugging you. They're both in my team, honestly. You can go and watch me now live on YouTube on the Planet FPL YouTube channel. Do I see myself getting Sonny in a few weeks? Probably not. No. It'd probably take a Salah injury at the moment, or maybe a Trent injury or Ronaldo injury. If one of those players, one of those three got injured, probably. Might be Salah to Son in game week 20 or 21. Maybe. FPL Dugo says, evening Jimbo, would you take a -12? Oh, I love it. To bring in Ronaldo, Jacob Ramsey, Bernardo Silva and Josh King for Tony, Son, Jota and Hwang. No, I wouldn't sell Jota, mate. So no. Honestly. Anybody who's asking about Jota, honestly, delete your message. Go and read the pinned message that I've put in the chat, which says, don't sell Jota. Because even if he doesn't play this weekend, and he's available for Thursday, they've got Newcastle at home. Oh, mate. There's no way I'm selling him. No way at all I consider selling Diogo Jota at this moment in time. So, I'm going to have to say no, Dougal. I'm going to have to say no, buddy. David Martinez says, hi, James. Hope all is well. In Sky, would you bring Van Dijk and King or Ronaldo and Dennis as a double move? You can probably cover most of Ronaldo's captaincy days with Cancelo in that format. If you're happy to do that, David, I prefer the other I prefer going for King over Dennis in Sky. But really, I think I'm going to say Ronaldo and Dennis. There are escapes from Dennis as long as you haven't got a 5-3-2, which I'm going to guess you've got Salah as well. If you've just got Salah, Dennis, don't go that way because you're going to struggle to move that on. If you've got 4-3-3 and then you can move Dennis to a defensive player to cover you off, not too bad at all. Remember, he could go to the African nations. We don't know. He's been named in the preliminary squad. It's kind of 50-50. Philip says, I'm wildcarding and conflicted between two options. A, Antonio and Odegaard. I have 5.4 million for a midfielder only. Or B, Bowen and God knows which forward under 6.6 million. Bowen and King or Dennis, mate. Either. Just seen you have 6.66 thousand. We've got 6,666 followers on YouTube. Oh, the devil is here, mate. For those who are not subscribed, you better subscribe and get me off that number, please. More the Explorer. Hello, James. Send you positive energy during this busy time. Thank you. On wildcard, Rudiger and King, or 4.5 million defender and Breuer. James and Dennis nailed for me. Chelsea's clean sheets are starting to betray. Yeah, but they've got two great home fixtures this weekend, Leeds and Everton, and they may well be coming back. Wolves away afterwards shouldn't put fear into you either. So yeah, don't fear that. In terms of which options, Rudiger and King. Yeah, Rudiger and King, I think. FPL Invincible. Hi, James. What do you think about these moves for -4? Son to Bowen, Mount, or second City mid? I have Bernardo, Johnson for Dallo. Oh, that's B. Johnson for Dallo. On my bench is Livramento, so if Jota injured, haven't got 11. Jesus, there's so much going on there, mate. I mean, I like the Son to Bowen move. Mount or setting City mid. I mean, yeah, look, to be honest, the answer's in my team, isn't it? Son to Bowen and Bernardo. Paul Spencer 007 says, evening James, really can't see Leeds getting anything at Chelsea, but the Brentford defence doesn't look great. Would you start Rudiger or Dennis? Many thanks. Rudiger. Still go to Chelsea player, mate. Hamish Holmes, surely you're not considering getting Tierney back. Good player, but the poor bloke can't stay fit. Yeah, as covered on that podcast this morning, that yeah, he was under consideration for me. I wanted to get him in all honesty. Really wanted to get him. 4.7, so dirt cheap. Yeah, no, he's not going to play every game at the moment, and yes, he's injury prone, but when he is available, he's potentially a very good asset at that price. More already explored. My fifth midfielder is Villa's Ramsey. Is it worth finding anyone up to 5.5 for that spot? There's nothing there, mate. Nothing there. Save your money. Dan L says, the only one I consider is Gray. If you can get the Gray and you're happy to bench him for a couple of weeks, yeah. Dan L says, hello again, James. No question this week. Just hoping for the best with -8 mess of a team. Much love. Good luck, buddy. Meninda says, Ronaldo, is the opportunity cost too high if we aren't ever going to cap him and it means we then can't get a City mid and a good first bencher? Well, my team's got it and my team value is nowhere near most people. Like, my team value is shit compared to most people. So, not having it. At the moment, Salah's basically perma cap. Even I have to admit that. So, you think differently. If we were in a position where there were multiple captaincy options and we were never going to captain Ronaldo, that takes us back to why I never got him in game week 4 in the first instance. Now it's a different game. You can afford to have one there with him. Plus, should something happen to Mo Salah, he's there, ready, waiting to go. What if Tottenham Liverpool's called off next Sunday? Who do you want to captain? I'll be on Ronaldo. Tom Dart says, should I do Tony to Antonio to put me at -8? Should I do Tony to Antonio to put me at -8? Because Jota looks like he'll be out and I'll have Brownhill replacing him. Brownhill's 2-pointer. If you think Antonio scores at Burnley, yes. If you don't, then don't. Simple as that, really. Dragon says, hi James. Smith Rowe to Bernardo Gundogan from -4. Got Smith Rowe, Jota, Foden, doubts. I think Smith Rowe will play. I don't think Jota will play, but honestly, I would not sell him. Foden, I think, might be a sub, but I'm guessing on all three of these. With Rafinha and Livramento on the bench, love your wildcard chat with Serge. Cheers, you're very welcome, mate. But I wouldn't make the move, I don't think. I think Smith Rowe plays. I'd probably rather you downgraded Foden. This, even though I think that longer term, Foden is going to prove the best Manchester City midfield asset in the long term. Right now, that's not on the table as far as I'm concerned. This is going to keep back and biting you. If Foden does play tomorrow, does he play against Leeds in midweek? Probably not. If he plays both games, he's going to play at Newcastle next week? Probably not. This is going to keep coming back around. I'd consider moving Foden down. Dylan Ferner Rose says, hi James, got a selection headache, Mount and Saka or Bowen and Maddison. Appreciate the content as per. Definitely prefer Bowen over Saka by a distance. Not big on Maddison at all, especially as the game could be off on Thursday. I'd say that's 50-50. Leicester Tottenham getting postponed next week. So I'm very tempted to say to you Bowen and Saka and save the money for the moment. Andrew Grondin says, hi James, flags everywhere. Who do I stick in my last 2 starting spots? Jota, Jesus, Alonso, Smith Rowe, Livramento. Start flag players and doubt. Risk 1 pointers for ones with lower ceilings. Jota you play. Because you couldn't bear with Jota, and I think this probably applies to Jesus as well. Couldn't bear benching those players and them being in the team. So go Jota, Jesus, mate. Then Alonso, then Smith Rowe, then Livramento. 333 Marson, hi James, non-FPL related. Having a debate with my friends. Has there ever been a decent centre-back pairing of 2 left footers in a back 4? Surely there had to be one at some point. Love the content. No. When you find it, let me know. Hamish Holmes says, Sky question, is it worth holding Rafinha through these bad fixtures to save a transfer? Possibly 2 if you want him back later. Yeah, the gains are big enough. 4 fixtures you don't want 4, right? What can someone else do for you in those 4 fixtures? Personally, I'd sell, but I realise lots of people have got flags everywhere, and therefore, of course, it's perfectly acceptable to keep. And he'll tick over. I doubt Rafinha gets 8 points in the next 4. He'll get something somewhere. Jock says, hi James, hello. Pup says, good evening James, hope you're well. My last conundrum wildcard is Soufal versus Tierney. Which do you prefer and why? Tierney, and the reason for that is I think Diop offers a really nice alternative at West Ham, and there's no guarantee once Johnson's back available that Soufal will stay in the team. Of course, Tierney is injury prone. I think the explosiveness of him is bigger though. So Tierney, but it's a close call. Ola Stammer says, King Hall coming up tonight. I'll take that, mate. Will Jones, hi James, hope you're good, mate. Would you do Son to Bernardo, Gundo or Mount? Have a good game week. Clue will be my team, top right hand of the screen, mate. Andrew Grondin, James, who is the number 1 captaincy option with Morpay's game called off? It might be Mo Salah, mate. Sayed says, have Jota and Smith Rowe, should I take a hit or bench Jota? I should play Jota, mate. No hits. Smith Rowe I think will play personally. Ansi Shearing, hi James, on wildcard. Last decision to make is Gator and Ben White, or De Gea and Amati already have Dallo. Amati I think might have COVID. It was a number of Leicester players that didn't travel to Naples last night. Yannick Vestergaard didn't travel. Kelechi Iheanacho, Ademola Lookman, Daniel Amati was another one. He's either ill or he's got COVID, one or the other. Not that you're probably intending to start Amati, but I'd probably look at Javier Manquillo as an alternative just through pure minutes. Amati's not going to get many for Leicester. Ryan Bertrand back now as well. So that's another defensive player they've got available. I'm not sure how far Ricardo Pereira is away. But yeah, it's just looking more and more unlikely that Amati's going to get any minutes. So by default on that, and I would want more playing squads as general advice over this period, I'm going to say Gator and Ben White. John Bailey says, why Dalot on wildcard if not even playing against Norwich? Well, I don't think Jota will turn up tomorrow, so I think he'll get on playing anyway. Tell me I should leave out instead, John. I'm convinced that I need a deep squad over this period. Can we not see that COVID is everywhere at the moment? I need a deep squad. What a great first sub to have. There's no one in that team I'm leaving. I think Watford win tonight. I'm not leaving Bowen out. No, I'm not having it. And it's not... Obviously, if he gets an attacking return, great. I've also got De Gea in goal. So I doubt there's many people out there going to have double Manchester United defence. So I'm not completely dead if they keep a clean sheet. I do think they will, don't get me wrong, but I'm not leaving any of them other players out for Dalot. Savant says, hi James, thoughts on Diop as a wildcard pick? I don't mind it. It was under consideration for me, mate. Really don't mind it at all. Basically nailed, at least for probably 8-9 game weeks or so, as long as he stays fit. Matthew says, hi James, play Smith Rowe or Dalot? Thanks, I play Smith Rowe, mate. Hamish Holmes, Sky question, what have you got against Diaz? Virtually guaranteed 10 pointers every week. Get the impression you've gone off one of last season's heroes. Absolutely brilliant Sky asset. Of course he is. But João Cancelo is, 1 million cheaper or something. And I've got Laporte at the moment at 1.5 million cheaper or something. And I believe that Laporte is first choice. So it's just saving on the money. I'm not going to tell anyone that Ruben Diaz is a bad choice, mate. I just think there's a saving to be made with Man City. Savant says Laporte and Jota or James and Zaha on wild card. James and Zaha. Probably. It's close, that. Close. I'm not big on going Zaha. You're going to find it difficult to get off him. We were discussing about other players that kind of we definitely have Bowen over Zaha at the moment. We were discussing this on our Patreon pod. Rather go up to Gundogan, Bernardo Silva rather than Zaha. Now, sod it. I'm going to say keep Jota, but you need a bench, Savant. Vivek Gore says, is it worth taking a hit for Reguilon to Dalot? Already have TAA, James and Cancelo. If not Dalot, who else would you recommend defence under 5? I think Dalot could be very short term, but I obviously think he's a great punter at the moment. So I'm going to say yes. Jock says, Kane, St. Maximin and Højbjerg out for Ronaldo, Breuer and Bowen for a -4, or keep Højbjerg and go to Alan St. Maximin to one of the Watford boys and Kane to Ronaldo for free. So Ronaldo's part of this -4 anyway, ain't he? Yeah, get it done, mate. Get it done. We want to keep Højbjerg for it. It's some sort of superstar asset. Nah, take the -4, mate. Owen Boyd, hi James, would -4 from Wilson to Ronaldo be a smart idea? I should just wait for next week. I'd be very tempted to, ironically, I'd be very tempted to wait if, I presume like most people, you're going to captain Mo Salah. I think Wilson returns at Leicester on Sunday. I'd be tempted to wait. Cyrus Bernard, do I start Foden and Jota ahead of Benteke and Watkins? Yeah, you probably do, mate. Joey B93G, evening mate, start Jota or Smith Rowe. Yep, Jota. Honestly, guys, the Jota questions, to delete them. Honestly, please just go and delete them, because it's going to be start him, definitely, and it's going to be don't sell him, and it's going to be a consistent same answer all the way through this. Atul says, hey James, if you had to double up on defence during this fixture pile-up, which team would it be? Ideally, Liverpool, Trent and Robertson, but only if Jota's out for 6 months, which he's not. So probably Manchester City. Swizz says, hi James, I'm on wildcard considering Origi for a 1 week punt, but it means losing Jota long term. Probably not worth it if Jota starts against Newcastle. What do you think? Exactly that, mate. Joshua Selby, hi James, Sky question, would you keep Duffy with him being out of the next couple of fixtures? No, I'd move it, I think. If you can. I mean, if there's nothing you like around that value, fine, keep him. but I'd move it, especially if you've got Gallagher as well to cover that Monday night in January, or Friday night rather. Can be lobbed back to Evening James. Love from up north and consider the like button smash, sir. Thank you. Smash a like, guys. Much appreciated. The subscribe button. Don't leave me finishing this stream on the Devil's number. FPL telling Josh, Evening James, same front three as you this weekend. I'm hoping for a game full of goals tonight. In reality, Brentford will probs keep a clean sheet. All the best, mate. Listen, I'm well prepared, Josh, that we'll be sitting there on wild card, or I'm on wild card anyway. After that game tonight, I'll be sitting there on 3 or 4 points. I'm fairly sure. Optimus Prime, -12. Got 7 players that they're injured or not playing. Also, I am confident that Salah not going to play with Newcastle. Your opinion about Fernandes? Nah. Rather by Rashford at the moment, mate. Daniel Dunley, 20 points top off my mini league. Is it more sensible to captain Salah like most will go Ronaldo and really put a bit of distance between rivals? Let's cover this. It's a stick. Salah's got Villa at home. What are we scared of? Has Ronaldo done it big in an away game yet? Only Tottenham, I think. Tottenham was the only one, wasn't it? Daniel Dunley, 20 points top. That's what just done. Dalton N. Hi, James. Would you do Son and Tony to Ronaldo and below 5.3 million midfielder, or to Bernardo and Bowen? I've moved, will take a -4. I'd prioritise Ronaldo, mate, and I'd go right down to 4.4 or 4.5 to leave yourself the money to make the next move. Brandon Madrana says, would you take a hit to do Livramento to James? Would play him over in Bumo this week? That's a good question. If I had him Bumo, in most cases I'd want to play him this week because Watford are shit defensively. I'm going to say no. Matt Johnson, hi James, fellow Gameweek 16 wildcarder here. Such a stressful week. Why is it stressful? Okay, now it's more stressful for the people who got to take -12s and stuff. Bench 1 from Jota, Antonio and Dallo plays. Cheers. You already know the answer, Matt. I'm going to say Dallo. Garlic 25. Emerson to Dallo -4 would leave me with Sissoko and Livramento bench cover. That's it. Selling Tony next week. Thanks. Good luck. I'd sell Dallo and Tony and do it now. Emerson and Tony and do it now. Take a -8. Burn it, mate. Get it done. Josh Hinchcliffe. Hi, James. Looking at having 2 4.4, 4.5 million midfielders on wildcard. Which 2 would you go for? Cheers. Yikes. You're going to hate that over this period, mate, trying to force people in. I would go Gilmore and Jacob Ramsey. RACS says we literally have the same wildcard team except for Ramsey and Livramento. Is that a good thing? Probably not for you, mate. Cadane Keith. Good evening, legend. Bench Jota or St. Maximin? You know the answer already. Jordan Harrison, Vardy and Gundogan to Ronaldo and Bowen from -4. Or shall I wait for 3 next game week? Hang on, you want to sell Gundogan now? No, take a breath, mate. Put your feet up, lock your team and log out the app. Quabina Asimaya says already on a hit and can't afford Ronaldo, Lukaku or Jesus or Vardy. I'm tempted to say none of them. Vardy great for this weekend, but honestly, I really don't think the Leicester Tottenham game is going to happen personally, and there might be a little bit of personal bias in that. Don't get me wrong, but I just walking into you're just delaying the next problem to the next week. I'd leave it be. I don't know what you got, but I'd leave it be subject to your bench. Lukaku, I'm not keen on. Straight back from injury, not keen. Dan says, hi James, hope you're good. I like your wild card, not so sure about Sudges. Who to bench, White or Breuer? Thanks. In that case, I play Breuer, mate. Shano83, you think Vardy plays this week, James? Thinking of holding and going him to Ronaldo. Next week has already done a -4. Cheers and good luck with the game week. Yeah, completely different. You got Vardy, he stays, and he's probably going to go for you in midweek. Darren Patterson says, hi James, sell Son and Antonio for Bowen and Ronaldo for -4, or just sell Son for Rashford Sterling. I actually prefer the -4, I think. Jonathan Albert, is it worth -4 to bring in keeper for Sanchez or Foster? My opinion would be no. Remember as well that there's a lot of people with Sanchez and say Sanchez and Foster. There'd be loads. He's obviously going to miss this game week. Fine. What were you overly hopeful of a clean sheet against Tottenham? I mean, the chances are it was probably a 2-pointer. Okay, great. And he's got a blank coming up in game week 24. But the games that got to be rearranged against Tottenham and Chelsea respectively, Tell you what, there's a good chance one of them's going to happen before the blank. So what you're losing now, you might gain in a double. If you can move him, I'd move him. I don't know about selling for a -4 though, honestly. Unless you're convinced you want, say, De Gea, Ramsdale or Gator as long terms. But if it's just to get a playing goalkeeper and you're not that fussed and you're quite happy to keep Sanchez, I'd suffer the 0-pointer. What did he get against Newcastle at home the other week? What was that, a -1 or something when he got sent off? Or a 0? Nikhil Pontis says, move Vardy to Ronaldo or wait till next week. Wait. Odran says, Kane to Antonio and Douglas Luiz Bernardo Silva from -4. Yeah, mate, definitely. Currently have Jota and Foden in the starting 11. Yep, get it done. Josh says, hi James, Sanchez, Son, Foden, Cornet, all injury doubts. Not easy to fund Ronaldo. -8 to do Antonio, Jota and Son to Bowen, Gundogan, Ronaldo. I don't want you to sell Jota, mate. I don't want you to sell Jota. Can you not go Son all the way down to 4.5 and Antonio up to Ronaldo? Look at that as an alternative, Josh. Lamichi says, hi James, I know you're not Pep, but how many games do you think Laporte will miss over Diaz over the Christmas period? What are we going up to here? Christmas period ends, say, game week 21. So what we got? 6 game weeks. My guess would be Diaz plays 5, Laporte plays 4. Guess. Chris Jago, weird situation for me, James. I hope Jota does not play and I own him. All my mini leagues have him and I have Bowen and Benteke on the bench with no hits. Similar to me, mate. Like, if Jota's the only one that misses out for me this week and I've got Dalot coming in, it's probably even better for me. Josh says, hey James, best of luck on your wild card Bilver. Bilver for Smith Rowe for a hit. Not for a hit. No, I'm not having it. I can see I'm up to with a bit of the wife walks in the chat now. Hector Palmer, hi mate, hope you're well. Thoughts on sacrificing Ronaldo for Diaz, Mount and Antonio on wildcard? Can't reach any of those 3 with Ronaldo in the side. I haven't got any of 3 of them either, mate, so you'll know the answer. Oliver Render says, Bernard, doesn't he play for Everton? FPL finding glory, good luck on wildcard, James, and good luck to FPL Planet Wifey too. Villa 30, would you move Foden onto Silva? If you can afford the luxury move, I arguably would. I think Foden long term is going to be absolutely brilliant, but I don't see him playing back-to-back games really at the moment with this condensed schedule. Adam says, got Sanchez in goal with no money in the bank, no free transfers left, worth a -4 to Gazer. I'd kind of just covered that for someone else, Adam. Thanks for the question. Johnson Hemingway, Bernard has left Everton, hasn't he? Yes, he has. Adam, hi James, Mount or Gundog? Already got Bernardo. Okay, Gundog. Double them up, mate. Patrick Lawson, James' wife cameos are the best. Johnson Hemingway, or is that Bernardo? I think she meant Bernardo, obviously. Ian O'Neill, hi James, in the mud here. Have triple Brighton, double Spurs and Tony, 1 free transfer, free hit worth it. Best of luck yourself. No. I take -12. Take -12. Take -12. Fix it. Fix it, mate. Get it all out and done. It's obviously a little bit subjective to what your bench is. But yeah, honestly, I would, in that situation, consider going right up to like a -12 or so. Obviously, I presume you lose your wild card. The free hit, listen, think of it like this, right? You got double Spurs, you got Tony. Tony is not certain to play against Manchester United. Okay? The treble Brighton, I think that's interesting in itself, but presumably you've got them back for the midweek, fine. But you still got Tony and double Spurs, and those 3 players might still be unavailable in midweek. You're just pushing the problem back, mate. Take hits, get it sorted. That free hit will come in more handy for you in the last 10 game weeks of the season. Mod Faisal Hakak says, Højbjerg or Salah? Yeah, Højbjerg, mate. Eliezer says, read the bio. Eliezer says, Jota and Tony out to Antonio and Bernardo Silva for -8, no bench. Jota and Tony out to Antonio and Bernardo Silva for -8, no bench. No. No. Can we not just move Tony to one of the Watford players and reassess? King, Dennis, come down to Breuer. Move something else up to Bernardo Silva. I don't want people to sell Jota. And if it proves that I'm wrong and he should go this week and he's unavailable in midweek, fine. I'm in the same position because that's what I'm doing. I've decided on wildcard to keep him in there because I don't want to be without him on Thursday. So it's going to be the same answer. Stade Tahoon says play Jota or King. Jota. Arham. Hi James, I have Rafinha, Livramento and Reguilon on bench and have Armstrong playing. Do I go Reguilon to Dallo from -4 so I can bench Armstrong and avoid price changes? Is my bench strong enough? Armstrong at Arsenal's okay, mate. Adams is a doubt as well, so touch wood, you might even get 90 minutes out of him this week. Patrick Donnelly, evening James. No questions, just here to say I'm loving the Patreon content. Thank you very much, my friend. Remember, Patreon content, guys, all the podcasts available at basic tier. It's £3 a month. It's about 12.5p per podcast. I might have lied there. It might be 13p a podcast. And all the advanced tier stuff's available at intermediate tier. And the advanced tiers are keeping me up late at night because I'm writing for the bastards every night, but I love them, so it's what I do. Pillow Talk, as Stian Bosdale would like to call it, one of our advanced tier patrons. Sign up, support the show, www.patreon.com/planetfpl. Do it because you want to support the content and you just feel sorry for me because I'm working too fucking hard. Adam says, I think Gundogan outscores Bilva from now to the end of the season. Agree or disagree? Agree. But Bernardo's on a streak, and that's why I've gone with him, as explained on the podcast this morning. MX Crust, Sanchez and Son to Bernardo and Ramsdale for a -4. Similar, right? So Son to Bernardo, yeah, great, obviously, get it done. The -4 for the Ramsdale, is that what you want long term? If that's what you want long term, fine. I think Ramsdale's a 2-3 pointer this weekend. I think Southampton will score. Then you're 1 point worse off. FPL Selling Josh says, question for the week, 2 free transfers, already done Kane to Ronaldo. Rafinha out for the other free transfer, choice of Bernardo or Bowen. Who would you favour? The other will come in next game week anyway, thinking Bowen versus Burnley. Bernardo, mate. Favour Bernardo. Think of it as well, I look at it like this as well, Josh. If something else happens, and let's be honest, the way it is at the moment, something else may happen, and you can't get to the player you want in midweek, Bernardo's got Leeds at home and Bowen goes to Arsenal. I'd go Bernardo. Stephen Moore says, would you hold Gabriel Jesus with Brownhill as your only bench cover, already taken -4? I mean, they've got great fixtures, but I'm not having Jesus as a FPL asset, to be very honest with you. Not having it. I would bin it. Dan L says, with Brighton's game being off, you have another game week free from Morpay guy. I know. I was expecting him this week as well. I got the red carpet on the floor already. Felix Kjellberg says, Tony to King and Son to Bernardo and play without keeper, or Son to Bernardo and Foster to Ramsdale, or Tony to King and Sanchez to Ramsdale. I already have Foden. Felix, do you know what you just said there, mate? First option. Nicola Torco, hi James, what do you make of Foster De Gea -4 and also keeping Sanchez to the wild card in game week 20? Nah, I'd rather you move Sanchez in that case, to be honest. It's too much money in the goalkeeper area as far as I'm concerned. So what, De Gea's 5-1, Sanchez, I'm guessing you probably bought a 4-5 combination, 9.6. Too much for keepers in my opinion. So no. Field Buck says, hi James, would you bring in Bowen for Brownhill -4 so that he's first on my bench, would cover Jota this week and Vardy next? After that, I don't know, lol. Yeah, if you need the cover for the next couple of weeks and you think you're going to need it, I don't hate it. Someone is going to be out this weekend, like Tony was last week, completely unexpected. It's almost like a certainty. Lou McKeldeer, is Matt Target fit to play versus Liverpool? Yes, he's been training this week, mate. Do you want to start him away to Liverpool? Good luck with that. Cole JB says, evening James, my dad says hi, what a week we've decided to wild card. I mean, we've been lucky. There's no point painting it any different. This was always the planned week for me to move the Spurs guys on. Maybe it would have been better if Spurs had played and had still moved them on, but listen, it's fallen into the lap a little bit. It probably means that people are chasing the same template that I've just wildcarded into, but that's fine. I'm in a decent position. You will too, Carl. Good luck, mate. Prabish says, should I go Gundogan or Foden? At the moment, I'd go Gundogan. Chris Sayer, hey Jim, take a hit on Kane out for Antonio or take a risk on Jota and just accept liver as -1. I'd take Kane hit to Antonio either way anyway. Any Spurs player you got, take a hit to get rid of them. There you go. There's another load of questions we can all delete. Got a Tottenham player, hit them out. Hit them out. Get them rid. Whatever. Sell them. Bluma Caldera says James Linden versus Shakil Ahmed of Bangladesh in the first round of the FPL Cup. Is that my opponent, is it? I wish Shakil the best of luck. I hope he fucking wins so no one asks me about it next week. GDP says, bit behind live, but just had Mrs. James come in class. Won't be long before you're up with Andy. Love the honest non-field content. Best of luck, mate. I'd love to say we stage it. Maybe she does. I don't. Bluma Kadira says, Sujan Shah versus M. Ransaya Adura of Indonesia in the first round of FPL Cup with Bruno Fernandes as his permanent captain. I bet Suj gets beat. RACS James, you not even slightly tempted to have Mount for the Leeds fiction, just switch back? No, not particularly. Switch back to what? I can't go Mount over Bowen now. It's not like I'm sitting there with the money in the bank, and I have considered alternative to Bowen for 2 weeks actually, and then moving it down to him. But no, what am I having Mount instead of? I'm not having him instead of King or Dennis. That doesn't work financially. What am I actually having him instead of? Bernardo Silva. I'm not having it at the moment. I'm not having it. Bernardo Silva scores again this week. He got up like another 0.2 ahead of the next game week. If he scores again, it'll be like 8.1 by like next weekend, mate. Okay, I'm exaggerating that slightly maybe. But it'll be close to 8 million by next weekend if he scores in the next 2. I'm not making the same mistake I made last year. Last year was really stubborn. I kept saying no Gundogan, no Gundogan. And those who have been on the deadline stream will know, and I'll tell it to you honestly, I've kept telling people no to Bernardo Silva. But at the moment, the form is too good. And obviously, if I'm wrong about Bernardo, well, I'll bring that down to Gundogan, Mason Mount, should I want to. I mean, I'm booking in a transfer. To be honest, does Mason Mount even start Chelsea's next 2 games? Does he start both of them? I wouldn't be certain. Yeah, they're 2 great fixtures. I'm not overly interested. So I wouldn't want him long term. Bernardo might end up staying long term, and that's what it come down to for me. There's a few other players in my squad. Dallo, the 2 Watford forwards. I don't know how long they're going to stay, mate. There's not too many I want in there as kind of short term. I'm not sure what I'm doing. That's part why I decided to go with Bowen as well. Couldn't see anything around that value that I thought was better for 2 weeks. Yusuf says, hey James, I have Sanchez, Lamptey, Kane, Cornet, and I have 2 free transfers and no City players. Was thinking of Ronaldo, De Gea and King for Jimenez, Kane and Sanchez, and have no City players nor a bench. I'm really fucking confused there, mate. But just make some transfers, please. Mikael Paulson says, hi James, I have Smith Rowe, Jota and Shaw, who are all uncertain for this game week, and all my cover on the bench is Livramento and Sissoko. Should I take a hit to cover them? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no. Ride it out. You've got good assets there. I'm going to say no. Shaw's dodgy. After we recorded this morning, he was saying he wants to go for him. And I'd always had the long-term idea of getting Shaw at this point. But I'm not certain enough. And the emergence of Dallo has made me think I can punt that very short term. Rui Vicente -8. It's about 20 minutes to deadline, guys. Highly unlikely. I'm probably going to get to your question if you haven't already submitted it. Rui Vicente -8. Jota and Jimenez to Bernardo. No, I'm not selling Jota. Next question, please. That's all I'm going to do with these now. See Jota. Thomas Jennings. Hi James, on my wild card and end up with a bench of Lecadia and Brownhill with Livramento, Duffy rotating in the squad. Is that sounding too weak on the bench? It's sounding too weak on the bench, mate. And I would want to change that personally, which means you've got to change something else. So, nah, it's too weak in my opinion. Duffy's not even available for your next couple of weeks. And I'd nearly consider starting with him. But imagine me, I'd have been starting Duffy, probably Duffy instead of Livramento in my squad. It's a bit different, isn't it? Nah, not keen on that at all, my friend, I'm afraid. Dion Chung. Why did you sell Zakiri? I know. I didn't want to. He's been good for me, really. To be honest, he's never got me minus. RACS, has the FPL site crashed for anyone else? Ooh, let's hope so. Jokes. Not take life so seriously. Craig Gardner, didn't you play for Villa and Birmingham? Bench of Cornet, Doubt, Livramento or Tierney and Lamptey. Jota is starting for me, already taking -4, worth -4, Cornet to Bowen. Plan was to transfer out Rafinha in future weeks for Bowen. No, Cornet's close, he's got Watford at home in midweek. Dan L says FPL website down. Uh-oh. Kloppite says put Livramento or Hwang as first bench with Jota in my first 11. Livramento this week, mate. Hwang's not doing sugar at Man City, I don't think, mate. Shafiq is Tony to Kingworth -4 or play Livra. Personally, I'd do it because I just wouldn't want to be Tony long term anyway. And worst case, Tony's batting midweek and King blanks right, and Tony's got Man United and King's got Burnley. It's all good, isn't it? Josh says Son, Cornet and Davis to Ronaldo, Gilmore, Brownhill -8, inflexible but don't need to play either 4.4 million mids. Yeah, but you probably will over this period, Josh, so I'm gonna say no, mate. I'm gonna say no. Don't like it. Antonio Brunner says Gray versus Gallagher benching dilemma. I play Gallagher, mate. David Tyner, hi James, would you bench Jesus for Mbuemo? No, you've got Jesus you're playing, mate. As much of a pain in the arse as he is. Thomas Kowalski, hi James, Lukaku in for Kane for -4. Yeah, fine if that's all you fancy. MB, thanks a lot for all you do, James. Happy holidays, cheers. Who wants to wish me happy birthday for Monday as well, by the way? I'll be working, obviously. Chris Jago says Dallo, Bowen, Ronaldo or Alonso, Bernardo, Antonio. I'm going to take the Ronaldo route, mate. Thank you RACS and Daniel for tagging people in the responses, really appreciate that. Sam Taylor, hi James, I'm debating taking -4 straight after the deadline for game week 17. Alonso and Gallagher out for Dallo and Bernardo. I'll be priced out if not, as both are rising tonight. See, hang on, Alonso and Gallagher out. Alonso got Everton at home in midweek. The game's on Thursday. Gallagher's got Southampton at home. Be priced out. Be priced out. There's alternatives. You go Gundogan instead of Bernardo. You go a cheaper defender instead of Dallo. Be priced out, Sam. It's not a good idea to be going that early at the moment, mate. I don't think. You want to do it? Do it. I'm saying it's not a good idea in my opinion. Upgrade says, hi James, start Jota or Smith Rowe. I think we all know the answer for that by now. Raging Socks, Sancho or Rashford a better option? Personally, I'd be going Rashford. Adam says, Mbumo Hall tonight. Oscar Arias took a -12. I don't think I will look at my overall this week. Josh says, minimum -8 to get Ronaldo. Is it worth it? Or just do Son to Bernardo? Just do Son to Bernardo. Desperate for you. Not even sitting the armband on him, mate. Ragaf says, plenty of people going without Ronaldo. There's no fucking essential, mate. Raghav says, hi James, should I risk with Rashford captaincy? I think you know the answer to that, mate. John Claire, Sancho or Rashford, cheers. Just answered that for someone else. John Bailey, what order would you have this bench this week? Sissoko, Adam Armstrong, Azpilicueta. Azpilicueta, Armstrong, Sissoko, just in case Azpilicueta plays. Holly Lowe, Alonso already gone wild card, already got James. It depends. I was very nearly kept for Rudiger. I was really close call actually because I bought him at 5.5 and he does influence your decision making. I'd go Alonso at the moment. I'd chance it. Manaf says, hi James, should I get in Bernardo for Jota? Next question. Raghav says, I have Son, Dyer, want to sell only one for next week. Who should it be? Turn Son to a good mid or hold being a dilemma. Take a fucking -16 and bomb them both out your team, mate. Renegade Passer says, damn, just took out Jota and Wilson for Ronaldo, then put this on. Good luck, mate. If you made a decision, it's fine. Lee Harris says, hi, should I transfer Region out for a -4? Yeah. It's going to be the same, mate. I can't believe I'm in a situation here where I'm going to tell you not to take a -4 out for any Tottenham player. Get them out. Get them out. It's Leicester away, Liverpool at home. That's if the games happen. Leicester is very, very doubtful to happen. Eric Solly, hey boss, in your Wild Kid team, is there anyone you money-wise was close to getting but was short on dollar? Arguably keeping Rudiger and then... I mean, I could have done it anyway. I could have kept Rudiger and had a Lacadia or something instead of one of the Watford boys. To be honest, the closest one was probably Kieran Tierney or Daniel Backman were probably the closest two. And Backman would have just been literally to have got a sub-goalkeeper. Florian Meister, hi James, on wildcard, would you go for Rudiger and Livramento or James and Williams? Remember, Brandon Williams ineligible this weekend. Not that you'd have started him anyway. My concern with that would be if Janulis plays and plays well, he might keep his place under a new manager who he won't have played for previously. So I'm going to say Rudiger and Livramento reluctantly. Aman Khan says, I want to go to Fabianski from Sanchez. And I'm 0.1 off. Should I just play Sanchez and wait 2 game weeks instead of taking hits? Yeah, wait. I mean, look, Flappy's got Arsenal away in midweek. Wouldn't foresee a clean sheet. To be honest, don't think he'll get a clean sheet this weekend either. Remember, West Ham defensive. The only thing of that is, right, what price is Flappy? He can't be the best defensive. You want defensive West Ham just for the sake of having defensive West Ham. Go and get Diop, mate. So much cheaper. Simiak, Saka, start Gallagher or Jota. Andrew Grondin, James, with all the -8s and -12s flying around, I feel like I'm be gaining 10k in rank just before a ball is kicked. Do you think it's just FPL Twitter or hits all over the general player base too? Depends, right? Depends. It's difficult to know what it's like outside the Twitter, but most people are probably lastminute.com going to log in. What do you mean Tottenham aren't playing? What do you mean Brighton aren't playing? Loads of people have Sanchez, for example. Loads of people have Tony. Loads of people have Kane or Son. Loads of people have probably still been buying fucking Region yesterday. Idiots. So, yeah, I think it probably will be hits. But I think the less engaged player probably puts a limit on what they do rather than just goes, oh, crazy, -16. We'll see. We'll find out. It'd be interesting to see the difference in, say, the overall hit damage versus, say, top 10k and stuff. Prayag says -8 for Ronaldo in, Vardy out, King in, Tony out, and Bowen in, Rafinha out. I'm in top 50k and I think I made a mistake. I captain Ronaldo as well. Well, you can still change your captain as long as you can log into FPL. 10 minutes to go. Should we see if this site is down or not? The FPL website seems fine to me. If you're trying to use the app and you're struggling, get yourself off that shit thing. I've logged in fine straight away. Esham, play Gallagher or Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe for me with that fixture. Neil Smith, what about Lukaku next 5 game weeks? Looks good for Chelsea. Okay, buy him. Does look like a great 5 fixtures. I suppose Ronaldo's look rubbish. Gigant says, hey James, got rid of Rafinha and Jesus for Bowen and Antonio. Don't want to take a hit and bring in a keeper. Sanchez doesn't play this game and Foster's injured. Good to play with 10. Yeah, we've covered this, mate. It's fine. Nyesha, sorry if I mispronounced that. What are the chances of Jesus starting? Tripled up on City along with Cancelo and Foden. Let's say 60%. Gavin Welsh just started watching and your missus is hilarious. Prabesh says, I got 10 players out or in doubt. Sanchez, Foster, Jota, Kane, Regan, Smith Rowe, Williams, Tony, Locadia and Son. How many hits do I take? Got a free transfer. Kane, Region, Son all go. You've got 1 free transfer. They all go. Foster, Sanchez, forget that for now. That's fine. Smith Rowe, I think you'll be okay. Williams obviously ineligible. Locadia, these players are not really worth moving as yet. Smith Rowe, keep. Tony at bomb, -12. Irfan says Dennis or Wilson. Dennis for me. If you're buying, start. Close. I've got Wilson, mate. I'm sure they're both on the bench in dilemmas. Oh, Wilson, mate. Ian O'Neill, thanks for the advice, James, on a free hit. My triple Brighton, a Lamptey, Morpay and Sanchez, by the way. Are you the Morpay guy? Working decent lately till now, of course. We'll take -8, possibly -12. Best of luck again, and to you. Prabesh says, I'm offended by you showing bench in dilemma today. Literally want to punch a hole in the laptop. You, my friend, just won. Comment of the chat. Josh said, does Spurs Liverpool being cancelled not change your mind at all? Jock could have 2 blanks in 3. Could, yeah. might get a 21 pointer in fucking 1 in the middle though. I think Liverpool will go mental against Newcastle in midweek, and he may not even start. He might have 3 blanks. He might be a 1 pointer against Newcastle, blank this week, not play against Tottenham. I think Tottenham Liverpool probably will go ahead, and I'm sure Jota will fucking destroy us as well. Josh, I think you're looking for questions for me to change my mind. I'm done. I've thought about it, mate. I don't have this last minute dilemma shit. I'm done. I'm locked in. The decision was made this morning. Durgish says Dallo or Soufal for -4, Ronaldo for -8. Budget issues. Dallo or Soufal for -4, Ronaldo for I'd punt Dallo at the moment personally. Sam Smith, hi James, looking at moving Son and Tony to Ronaldo and Jacob Ramsey, or Son and Rafinha to Bernardo and Bowen. Prioritise Ronaldo, I think, for me personally, Sam. Ibitaz Islam says, hi James, play Smith Rowe with the risk of him not even playing, or Tomiyasu in defence with Arsenal's leaky defence. Tomiyasu, mate. Regendra, big fan of your King and Dennis double up, bro. Cheers till they get 4 points this week. Gaming Zone, I'm not reading out your whole team, mates. Good luck. Eliezer, Sanchez and Kane to Ronaldo and De Gea. I mean, for free, yeah, great. And to be honest, De Gea is one of the ones for Sanchez. I can see that as a long-term choice, and I'm fine with it. Seth Ryan, do I take out Reggie for a -4? Yep. Christian, -8 or free hit. I'd rather you took -16 and a free hit, mate. Frozen 723, take a -8 for a full playing 11 or a -4. My goalkeeper doesn't play. What would you choose? -4. Renegade Pasta, happy birthday, James. A little bit early, but thank you. Antidepressants cause suicidal thoughts. Oh, antidepressants cause suicide thoughts. Top channel. Cheers, mate. Cole JB, happy birthday, you old bastard. Darwin says, do you think Jota will be playing? No. Ricky, but he's not going anywhere. It's repetitive, this, isn't it? Ricky Donahoe, start White or Gallagher? Thanks, James. Gallagher. Cole JB, PS, I think you're younger than me, mate. I've seen you on Zoom, Cole. Yeah. Love you, mate. Stephen Coulthard, happy birthday for Monday, James. Cheers. Chris Jargo, what is your team value, James? I don't know. What I can tell you is it was only about 101, I think 3 game weeks ago. It's probably about 103 now, actually. I'm going to say about 102.8, but to be honest, I haven't looked since I made the final transfers this morning, so I'm not absolutely certain. Stephen Coulthard, happy birthday for Monday. Cheers. Kevin M, play White or Jota. Harvey Burton, start Cole Palmer or Townsend. Cole Palmer. But why not? He might start. Ridwan, should I change Sanchez to someone else? If you can for free, but rewind. Thomas Morris, gun to Backman worth a hit. Sanchez owner. No. A hit for a Watford keeper. Go and look in the mirror. Mikel Paulson, hi. Since Vardy played 90 minutes in midweek, there are rumours that he won't play. Should I take a hit to switch him out to Ronaldo? He also have Tottenham next week. We don't have Tottenham next week, and I wouldn't be bothered about him playing Tottenham even if the game does go ahead, because he'd probably score. He has a good record against us. Ian Acho, I think, one of them might have the lurgy. Just saying. Didn't travel to Naples last night. And I think Leicester will be working on the basis that Vardy won't have to play in midweek, so I think he'll play. Jonathan Albert says, what is the best ground you've been to as an away fan and ground you want to go to in Prem that haven't already? Personally, as a Chelsea and Rangers fan, love the northern ones like Goodison and Toon. The answer to your question is best stadium I've been in is my own stadium, the White Hart Lane. After that, Santiago Bernabeu, Signal Iduna Park in Dortmund, stunning. San Siro needs to be done. Nou Camp, I was a little bit disappointed by. Allianz is great, but kind of doesn't have the character of the others. Bernabeu is brilliant. Dortmund is the one with the character that's phenomenal. In terms of which stadium in the Premier League that I'd like to go to that I haven't been to, well, there's only one, mate. Any prizes for guessing? Oh, it's fairly obvious, isn't it? I haven't been to the new Brentford Stadium. So it's got to be that one, mate. I've done all the others. Theo Mercado, best 6.7 million striker, not King. Dennis. Aman Khan, thank you. Denny Kaka, Breuer or Sissoko, who to play? Breuer, mate. About 4 minutes to deadline, guys. Get yourselves locked in. Thomas Baker, King or Dennis? It's King for me between the two. Oh my God, he's caught up with the chat. Kellen says Rafinha to Bernardo for free. Yes. J.A. Breuer or a 4.5 million midfielder for last bench. Breuer, Thomas Baker. Any thought of Leicester, Newcastle getting called off? I think it should be okay. Possible, but should be okay at this stage. I've not heard anything today to suggest we're in trouble. Jordan Hibbert, Ronaldo captain. Yep, go against Salah. Good luck with that. Listen, it's a decent week as any to go against, I suppose, because there ain't many weeks where it looks like you can, but I don't think it's worth it. Ashish says bench Dallo or Gallagher. It's a closer one. Let's refer back to graphic. I've got Gallagher and Dallo literally next to each other. Yeah, look, I'll do you one so good, right? Look, page 3 below me when it comes round. Get on there, page 3 when it comes round. Like, look, it's right there now. The one with the tick. Big clue. Big clue. But it's a very close decision, in fairness. Jordan Hibbert, also love your content. Always buzzing to listen in work every night. Your knowledge is top notch. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Jota, Smith Rowe, Rafinha. Which one to sell? Rafinha. Andre says, I'm already on -8 and I have no bench. Would you recommend me take another hit for Jota, Foden? Thanks. I love it when people come into the stream late. I don't mind if you want to sell Foden. Definitely don't sell Jota. RACS, good luck to everyone in the shit show of a week. IV, Emil Smith Rowe to Bowen for -4. Not keen. You've you with a name YVNGXALEX. I guess that's Alex on the end. Alex, do you mind if I call you Alex? Young Alex. Alex, do yourself a favour, mate. I'm going to give you a nice opportunity to delete your messages, because that says to me you acknowledge that you only need to put a question in the chat once. If you don't, you won't get a question answered here again, because you'll just be permanently muted, mate. So I'm going to give you that opportunity. Prabesh says, wearing caps indoors should be a crime. Mate, it's to hide the fucking bags under my eyes of tiredness, mate, because you don't want to see that right now. But I agree, it is a crime. But I fancy doing it. Seamus Hart said, how many of the 6 Christmas fixtures do you think Ronaldo will start? 5. IV, same applies to you, mate. Delete one of your messages. Once is enough, mate. This isn't like Andy's stream where, like, love Andy, but there's like 1 million people in the channel, and you have to ask. If you ask the question 1,000 times, you never know your luck. You might happen to get the chance to look at it at the right time. I'll get there if I can, mate. Jonathan Albert says, lucky, and that's also because Andy's channel was far more popular than mine. So she says we should start running ads. I agree. Jonathan Albert says, lucky enough to be going to Brentford away in the League Cup in a couple of weeks. Your channel is nearly bigger than their ground. Good luck, Jonathan. Kind of hope you get beat, though. Oliver Render. Nearly. Oliver Render, Prabish not put in a full stop at the end of your sentence should be a crime. Yay! Tell Oliver. Ray Koreshi, good luck, James. As you know, love you. Love you too, mate. Mark Sign, that bit with your missus. Young Alex, sorry, you're welcome. I understand that you understand. You're very welcome, mate. Oliver Render, good luck, James. Archie, naughty. Prabesh says, Oliver Render, guilty is charged. Well noted, Prabesh. Bluma Kadira, over the next 6 game weeks, who scores more? Matty Cash or Issa Diop? Probably Matty Cash, but I wouldn't pay 5 million for him, mate. I'd get Issa Diop. FPL Hitman saying, cheers, mate. You're very welcome. I make it deadline past. Oh, that was fun. Anyone got any Diogo Jota questions? Just joking. If anyone's got any non-FPL questions, I am happy to take them for you over the next 15 minutes or so. John Bailey, our final one, says, what do you think would be a good score this week? Including the hits, probably about net 45, I'd probably say. Content coming up this week. Another 2 full Planet FPL Season 5 podcast episodes reviewing the game weeks ahead. Monday reviewing game week 16. Friday reviewing game week 17. Tuesday's podcast will be a people's poll. It's probably going to be something quite light-hearted, bearing in mind it's a deadline on Tuesday. We'll put the topics out for choice for you on Monday. Wednesday will be Sky Fantasy Football Podcast. Thursday's Clash to Correspondence is Wolves versus Chelsea with Bradley Parker and Ted Moore, rotation FPL. Deadline streams next week will be 5 PM on Tuesday and 10 AM next Saturday morning. That's your free content. That's all free. If you want to join the Patreon network for £3 a month, you get an extra 5 podcasts this week. And also you get the back catalogue of all the rest of the December podcasts. Q&A on Monday. Tuesday will be our Game Week 17 preview podcast, the differential show. Wednesday will be Tottenham. Thursday will be a quiz provided by Owen Jones, I believe. It's going to be on Premier League runners-up, both teams and players. And Friday will be our Game Week 18 differential show, preview show. And if you want to go to intermediate tier this month, you get the podcast in January. And this month you also get the advanced tier content, which this week will include 2 team news streams on Tuesday and Friday evening, and also include Talking Tactics on Thursday, which is likely to be a closer look at Manchester United, but a little bit dependent on the football at the weekend. I do the unanswered cues on Monday. There'll be a news roundup for you on a Wednesday, although I may do a light-hearted Twitter stories video on Wednesday instead. And the advanced tiers are getting additional content for this month in written form on all 31 days. I can't promise to make you a better Planet FPL manager or even just an FPL manager. But if you want to support the efforts of me and Serge in our quest for world domination of FPL content, come and support us. www.patreon.com/Planet FPL. If you've got any questions, my DMs are always open. Any support is always appreciated. Right, made it sound like we're a charity then, but yeah, like as I told the advanced tiers earlier and the intermediate tiers on my team news stream, I don't think I can keep doing this when I'm 60. So I need to retire by then. Right, young Alex says I was behind on the stream, so I thought you were answering. Fair play, mate. Not a problem at all, mate. Andrew Grondin, Marilyn Monroe voice. Happy birthday, Mr. President. Happy birthday to you. Andre Baril says, that probably didn't come out well. Thanks for the answer. I don't think I will take another hit. Your deadline's passed, mate. Prabish says, I captain Ronaldo. So, I don't care about FPL now, mate. Deadline's gone. I'm switching off from FPL now till Sunday evening. Don't want to think about it. The Spicy Turtle says, you should run ads on the channel. I'm also monetized and I run FIFA streams. Get the same questions over and over. At least if you're getting paid, it makes it a little more bearable. It's all fun and games really, mate. But yeah. Do you know what? We probably will, mate, because it's just promotion of the channel. YouTube's not pushing it enough. That's what it comes down to, actually. Matt Johnson, do you think Sudge would make it into the top million overall if you didn't do a podcast with him to point out and squash some of his transfer ideas? Listen, let's not make out like I'm a genius FPL manager, Max. I'm not. Sudge finished above me in what I call the asterisk season. Did he finish above me last year? No, I don't think he did. But we're pretty close. To be fair, he doesn't finish far behind me. Yeah, I think he would. I mean, if he didn't do a podcast with me, he would miss deadlines. No doubt about it. He would miss deadlines. He's probably missed this fucking deadline on Wildcard. I should have phoned him, actually. Oh, fuck it. Let's phone him. Let's see what he's saying. I don't know if he's going to answer. He might be out on the piss. Immortal Technique. What's Harry doing? Can Kieran Mark laughing? He's probably watching Formula 1, mate.
Hello.
Hello, Captain. You're live on the stream. Please do not swear.
Oh, look. Okay,
We just wanted to know. Did you remember the deadline?
When is it? 6:30.
Yeah, 6:35. 6:35.
Oh, missed it. Doesn't matter.
You
I
pissed.
did it much earlier, didn't I?
You piss-taking bastard. Right. What changes did you make from the podcast?
On the wild card,
Yeah. What changes did you make from the podcast this morning?
nothing.
It's the same. So you didn't go for Luke Shaw.
I start with Carl Walker. I'm going to see what happens this weekend, and if I like what I see, then I'll make the move next week from Walker to Shaw.
All right. I love you. I'll give you the Sky reminder now. Who's your Sky captain tonight?
Tonight is Mr. Norgard.
All right. Good luck, mate.
Christian Norgard.
Have a good one.
You as well, and all the listeners as well.
Ciao. Bye.
Mate, that's right.
Well, that was a bit boring, wasn't it? Dylan Ferner Rose. Any mental health advice? Yeah. First thing, my DMs are open, and that's a very serious answer. You DM me, mate. You want to talk? You feel like you want to reach out to me or anyone? Do it. DMs are open, mate. That's why my DMs are open. I say this all the time. My DMs are not open for people to send me screenshots of their team and say, thoughts. I don't care. You want to ask me a direct question? What do you think of this, James? Fine. What would you do? Fine. Have I just got thoughts on a screenshot? No, I don't. My DMs are open. I don't like them messages. Hate them. I haven't got time for them, particularly on deadline days. It's a nuisance. And I will always read them because in case it's something like that. Because someone might want a little bit of advice would help. So DM me anytime. You can email me personally as well, james@planetfpl.com. Email me anytime, mate, if you want to put something a bit longer than a DM. I will look at it, mate. No problem. I'll take time for you. Anytime. I promise you. I would recommend, Dylan. We did a podcast on mental health just over a year ago. I can't remember what it was called. But it was a People's Poll podcast, and it was specifically on mental health. And I'd highly recommend that. So if you want to DM me, Dylan, I'll see if I can find it for you. Or if someone in the chat perhaps has got a Twitter link to it now that they can maybe share with Dylan, pop it in the chat. Be very much appreciated. I says, good luck this game week, James. All the best to you and Suj. Thanks for making my drives to and from work more enjoyable. You're very welcome. Young Alex says, what do I pick for my GCSE? Fucking hell. PE. English, maths, science, PE, geography. I fucking hate geography. I would look forward to geography when I was 11 because I thought, I'd learn about capital cities and stuff. No, learn about fucking clouds and mountains. You should know your history. History's probably better taught than it was back in our day, I'm going to guess. What else you got? Music. If you like your music, do music. It's each to their own, isn't it? James 98. As a Leeds fan, should I just not watch football for a month? I think you're in for a difficult month, my friend. I don't see you getting anything without Phillips in them next 4 games, and that includes Arsenal at home. Don't see you getting anything as it stands. Although, Arsenal may well turn up and let you tickle their belly. You never know your luck. Yeah, hang on this month, then your fixtures get a bit better. And then, to be honest, them 3 home games in 2021 and 23, Villa, Burnley, Newcastle, are more important than the next 4 in a roundabouts way. Sebo Slice, fellow wildcarder James, best of luck, my man, and to you too. Joan Finley Batter on the train to Brentford here, and they have a load of players out, feeling confidence of Brentford 1-0 win. I mentioned right at the top, Rico Henry's one we've heard might be COVID. Apparently, there are some issues at Brentford as well. John Bailey says, do you think the Premier League is at risk of being paused due to COVID? Yes. Unfortunately, yes. But they will continue to take it on an individual case-by-case situation unless the government steps in. I don't think it will. But this week has been a little bit worrying for everyone. Yeah, keep an open mind is what I would say. Patrick Lawson says, someone asked you to name a rhinoceros. What name would you give it? Rhino? Is that a bit shit? Rhino? I don't know, right, Bob? Bertha? Neil Cheeseman says, good luck to you too, Neil. Mataza Waliani, sorry. James and Suj, love your pods. Any good single malt recommendations for the weekend? Oh, God. I mean, I'm not an expert. What about like a Glenfiddich or something? Does that count? TJ Powell, thank you for your kind message you're putting in there for Dylan. Much appreciated, mate. FPL Bus Team. Hey, James. Happy Friday, mate. And to you, mate. To be honest, and to go back onto TJ's point for Dylan, TJ's absolutely right, Dylan. It's exactly that. One day at a time. If you're feeling low, you ain't going to fix the world in an hour or a day. It's a slow process, my friend. One in, one go. Favourite school meal from way back when? The smiley face is bullshit. And sponge cake with custard. Obviously not just the smiley faces, like with whatever it came with. Probably a burger and beans or something like that. Oh, I could eat that now, you know that. Wife said we've got a buffet tonight. A buffet. We've got a buffet. It's only fucking 2 of us. Static says non-FPL. Who's having a worse season, Aubameyang or Kane? Kane. Probably Kane. Jamie Shea, hi James. Now it's calmed down a bit. Thought I'd mention the interaction with your missus had me as stitches. How you feeling about the League Cup quarter final at this stage? I'm feeling about it. It's unlikely to happen till January, I would say. I think no one seems to be mentioning it, but I think they're going to try and play the Rennes game that night. So I wouldn't be surprised if it gets pushed back. How am I feeling about it? It's difficult at the moment to know, right? Because you don't know if there's long-lasting COVID. And we know most players come back from COVID straight away, right? But we saw like last year with Jamal Lascelles and St. Maximin, 2 cases. Like, it's not that straightforward for everyone, right? So my main concern really is with the health of the players before I start thinking about games. Probably depends on our fixture backlog in terms of when it's played, in terms of what sort of team we put out, what kind of condition they're in. It's probably a 50-50. If it was at West Ham, I'd say there'd be strong favourites. At our place at the moment, it's probably a 50-50. I'm absolutely certain West Ham put a strong team out. Absolutely certain, by the way. I think like Antonio and that will play that game, worth saying. West Ham have got, I want to say, Norwich at home afterwards on Boxing Day. Yeah. Antonio ain't playing that. Antonio's playing against Tottenham in the cup the midweek before, and then he's playing Southampton at home 2 days after Norwich. Jamie Shea, hi James. Now it's that's what it's done. Bloomer Caldera, Planet FPL Podcast League Cup will start in Gameweek 26. Excuse me, head-to-head knockouts. Hope I don't play you in first round. Your team will be stronger. Not necessarily, mate. Adi Saw, hi James. Who is the better option in Sky between Dennis and King? I think King. Purely because the movement's away, you can go to a midfielder, you can go to a defender, and you've got similar kind of price brackets. Dennis is obviously a lot cheaper, but he's also dangerous. It's dangerous in the sense that it's too low to be able to move or get anywhere, and you could be completely blocked. So prefer King. Also more likely to hit shot tiers than Dennis, I think, slightly. I prefer King, even though he's a lot more expensive. I would rather go down that route. I'm intending to get King in my second team this evening. As a replacement for Kane. Obviously, it's not the ideal time to buy a player, but see, Kane's out for a while. So I'm going to go Kane to King tonight. I wouldn't go to Dennis. Personally, I would prefer to go to King. Birth Media says, hi James, which surprise result do you anticipate this weekend? Happy birthday in advance, mate. Well, the predictions on the screen, I've not really picked one out this week. Invariably, when I pick one out, I get loads of stick, like I predicted West Ham to beat Chelsea last week. So I'm going to say Newcastle draw at Leicester. I think it's probably that's the only surprise one really that I've gone for. Maybe Burnley to get something against West Ham. They're the two maybe. Ashish says your favourite ice cream flavour. Toffee / caramel, one or the other. Jake Calv, can I have toffee with caramel sauce? Love the content, mate. Would you still bring in Dennis in Sky even if he's confirmed to go to AFCON? Make it a 10-player game. Is it confirmed he's gone to AFCON? I know he's in a preliminary squad. That is obviously the other issue with Dennis. No, I'm not going to be going for Dennis. Status says, what's for dinner? Probably getting Dixie myself. I don't know. It's just some sort of buffet or something. To be honest, I put stuff in the fridge earlier, but I didn't even look. I just went, that's fridge stuff. In you go. Alan McNamara, do you and Suj exchange Christmas gifts? And if you don't, what would you get him? No. Bastard don't deserve fuck. He won't get me fuck all. At the end of the day, I'm an employee for Suj, right? So if he gets me something, he's got to get everyone something. So nah. And what men going to get each other? Oh, here you go. There's a bottle or something. Here's a couple of tins of cans. Nah. See enough of the bastard not have to buy him something. Astral says, happy birthday, James. I loved the COT this week. Sean and Mig were great. Yeah, I thought it was a really good one, actually. Really good COTC on Thursday. I'd say you could still listen to that now, actually. You guys have such top content, but I love listening to the stories behind all the clubs equally. It's the best theme idea that I ever came up with, was that Clash the Correspondence. It's unique. Deshant Singh says, you are proper guy, James. Absolute gent. Good luck. And to you, thank you. MFP777, please don't have advertisements, complete bullshit. And he tells people not to talk about how Hub fucked them over and as such delete him. Yeah, okay, mate, I might delete you. William Kennedy, Jota out, mate. TJ Powell, here's the podcast. You might have left the link, TJ, possibly. John's got the title. Caring About People, 2nd November 2020. That's the title of the podcast. Thank you. I knew it was about a year ago. Caring About People, 2nd November. Is that what it was called? I don't remember it being called that, actually. I would have called it. But 2nd November 2020. I highly recommend that podcast for anyone struggling a bit mentally at the moment. And it's particularly normal at this time of the year for people to suffer more as well. It's normal. Don't think you're alone, honestly. Thank you, TJ. Thank you, John Bailey, as well. Remnick21, do you think Kane will stay if City get Haaland? Who the fuck's buying Kane? It's useless. It's Agent Kane. He's intentionally playing useless so no one buys him. Don't know. Does City still want to buy Kane? Mataza, cheers, James. Glenn, it is. That was the Glenn Phillips, yeah. John Bass says, sorry, should read Caring About Mental Health. Okay, yeah, that's the podcast. Caring About Mental Health, 2nd November 2020. Thanks, John, for sharing that. And thanks again, TJ. FPL Dream, ideal midfield this week. Jota, Cornet, Foden, Son, Smith Rowe. Yeah, not Salah, great. Nicolas says, Jota, def out. don't know, mate. I ain't looked at the internet for a couple of hours. FPL Dream depends if Jota trained after the press conference. Andrew Grondin, James, should I take a -8? It'll probably get linked by Anfield Watch or Spy on Cop or someone. Will probably have the information tonight or in the morning. I realise it doesn't help you now, but might help people playing Sky Fantasy. Andrew Grondin, James, should take a -8 to go grab some McDonald's or eat out of the cupboard. I saw this brilliant picture the other day. Someone had got a fucking ton load of McDonald's. It was like Big Mac, 20 nuggets, all the fucking works, sitting on the counter. But it was like a chunk taken out of the desk that it was sitting on, and someone quote tweeted it and just said, "Why you got all that food and decided to eat the desk?" I thought it was absolutely brilliant. Yeah, take the -8 for the McDonald's, mate. Go -12 and go KFC. Prabesh Sharma says, if you were stuck in Desert Island, would you rather rub 2 halves of coconut shell or slap your bum cheek to add some notes or music? I'd slap my bum cheek, mate. John Bailey, are you allowed to talk about how you're employed by Surge? Surely you're Planet FPL partners. Technically we are partners, but he's still the boss, right? He could cut me off at any point. I cut him off and it's end of game, I guess. But I mean, I'm not going to do that. I don't have a job. That's the difference, right? I don't have a job. My wages still come through Suj's company rather than through anything direct to Planet FPL at the moment, because Planet FPL at the moment, he's only really making the kind of money to pay my wages, basically. So he's still complete hobby for Suj, basically, right? So but I mean, decision making in terms of where we go, I have certainly equal decision in terms of everything we do content. I mean, content wise is mainly me, but in terms of like things like adverts and stuff like that, yeah, it always be joint decision. Patreon obviously wasn't something Suj didn't say we're doing Patreon. It was a joint decision that was deliberated for months. Robin Richmond, do you have Scottish team, James? Good luck for 1 week. Not really. When I was young, I had friends who lived in Aberdeen, and I went to a few games at Batodry. I actually went to an away game in the away end at Dundee United following Aberdeen with my dad. This was first week of the Scottish season in '93, which was a week before the Premier League season started. Good experience, that. So Aberdeen would be the team that I would maybe keep an eye out for, but I wouldn't call them my team. MFP 777. It's about how, mate. Listen, he's done, right? What do you want to do about Hub, right? He's done. He's finished his business. Either use Hub, don't use Hub. I got fucked over by what happened with Hub. That's it. Leave it be now. People work there, right? You know, friends of mine like Andrew Ferguson and stuff. I'm not gonna kick them, mate. It's not happening. If you don't like that, find a different FPL stream. Amark says, which players would you take to Tottenham from other London clubs? 1 player per club. We need central stuff right now. Conte. Declan Rice. That's a midfield I've got now, isn't it? I would personally take, and I'm not saying he's the best player, but I would like a left-footed centre-back, so Gabriel. Palace, Eze. Get me that midfield. Rice, Kante and Eze in front of that. Who have I missed out? West Ham, Chelsea, Arsenal, Palace. I've missed out. Brentford. Tony, backup or replacement for Kane. Can I include Watford? Include Watford. Musa Sissoko. No. Dennis, possibly. I mean, Ishmael Assar when he's fully fit, but at the moment, probably Dennis. That's it. I think that's all the questions done. Wicked, right? Brilliant, love it. I'm off to go and chill out, and I really am going to relax this weekend. Love you all. Hope your hours are green. Smash a like on your way out. Hit the subscribe button. If you'd like to support us on Patreon, we'd be most grateful to have you come and join the Planet FPL community. It's over 500. Patrons now. Come and join the Slack channel as well. You can get access to the Slack channel, my planning spreadsheet from the £3 a month, which will get you all the podcasts this month. There's no long-term commitment as well, so you want to pay the £3, get all your content this month, decide at the end of the month you don't like it, you can leave. No one to think different. We'll appreciate the £3. Alright, much love, guys. Essence says, why do you think Burnley won't lose to the Hammers? The defensive injuries for West Ham? That is part to do with it, mate. Yes. All right, cool. Much love, guys. Thanks, James98. Thanks, everyone. Enjoy your weekend. Hope your arrows are green. Ciao for now. Don't fucking sell Jota.